Hallo, sehr geehrte Zuschauer von Büso TV. Mein Name ist Stephan Ossenkopp. Ich begrüße alle recht herzlich zu einer Sondersendung, bei der ich einen ganz besonderen Gast zu einem Interview geladen habe, Herrn Ulf Sandmark von der Büso-Schwesterpartei EAP in Stockholm, Schweden. Ich werde ihm gleich einige Fragen stellen zu seiner jüngsten Reise nach Damaskus in Syrien. Das findet ja in einem sehr dramatischen Kontext statt. Gerade in Syrien entscheidet sich wie in keinem anderen Land der Welt, ob wir als menschliche Zivilisation in Richtung Barbarei und dunkles Zeitalter gehen, wie man es ja in Gestalt der Terrororganisation ISIS schon ablesen kann, oder ob wir es schaffen, ein neues Paradigma zu etablieren, bei dem ein Kulturdialog und ein Wirtschaftswiederaufbau stattfindet. Und in diesem dramatischen Kontext hat Herr Ulf Sandmark Damaskus bereist mit einer insgesamt 15-köpfigen Delegation, einer Organisation, die nennt sich Syrisches Unterstützungskomitee für Demokratie. Ich stelle die erste Frage, und zwar, was ist dieses Syrische Unterstützungskomitee für Demokratie und wen habt ihr in Damaskus getroffen? Welche Hauptvorschläge habt ihr mitgebracht und wie waren die Reaktionen?
Thank you for inviting me. This is a committee in Sweden with mostly immigrants from Syria that has stayed a very long time and very established people. Some of them were even born, the younger ones were even born in Sweden. We went to Syria and we have had before demonstrations to support Syria and to organize aid for Syria to be able to pressure the diplomatic relations to open again between Sweden and Syria. We want to establish civilian contacts and in this way create a pressure for this through this aid, through business relations, through cultural relations, through all kinds of civil relations. So in this way we have very good contact with the Syrians government. We were there last year and established contact, and the committee has worked very busily over the year to go to the parliament to ask them to. There is a motion in the parliament. We have exhibitions, we have had demonstrations, we have this aid activities. So in this way we were able to get very good contact with government, with religious leaders, with 5 different aid organizations, and we were even visiting two rehabilitation hospitals and 1 private emergency hospital. So what we proposed from the Schiller Institute was the article by me and Hussein Askari, who is here in Sweden, and he and I have written a proposal for reconstruction, basically the LaRouche 3-point plan of development with the credit system and with the great infrastructure projects to link up Syria to the new Silk Road strategy. And this is the main thing here is to have a reconstruction bank in the same way as you had the Kreditanstalt för Wiederaufbau, to repeat a similar policy like the German Wirtschaftswunder. So in this way we think this is the opportunity and only chance for Syria to unify the country, because this is the only way to put all labor into work and also include the former rebels and also the Flüchtlinge who are now in Europe and could come back only if there is a development of Syria. Therefore, the person who wants to stop ISIS should spread this proposal and learn so much as possible about this planning for a new Silk Road in general, and also find out all the details about these kind of projects in this area. And this way every person also in Germany, in Europe, can promote this kind of Silk Road project and the peace development and stop the ISIS.
Chinas Vize-Außenminister Li Baodong sprach ja vor kurzem, also am 30. Oktober, bei einem Ministertreffen in Wien davon, dass man den Wiederaufbau Syriens schon vor der Beendigung der Militärschläge beginnen sollte. Und zwar damit alle Vertreter der regionalen Mächte und Kräfte schon die Friedensdividende erkennen können und dafür ein Motiv haben für die Beschleunigung des Friedensprozesses. Inwieweit hängt die Lösung von der Rolle Chinas ab?
This is a really important intervention and initiative by the Chinese, but it is not enough that the Chinese are doing. Everyone has to do it also from Europe and from other parts of the world. So there is enough help and cooperation with Syria to win this crisis over the ISIS, because reconstruction can start in all parts of the world in this way, that you start to study these kind of projects and also all the different initiatives of the Silk Road. Actually, each institution, each beruf should have a committee for the new Silk Road in their international organizations, so that there is a discussion everywhere in each in all the specialties, all the kind of different necessary science that is needed and technologies that is needed for such a reconstruction. So also there should be an idea about vocational training for those people who want to take part in this Silk Road development. So actually this is something that can be promoted already now, and the planning can be done already now in every country in the world, and in this way we can help to take part and make this Chinese initiative successful.
Du hast berichtet, dass es in Syrien eine ganz tiefe Ablehnung gibt für islamistischen Fundamentalismus. Kannst du das erläutern?
They are such a tendency now, and I met people who are thinking very much about this, and I think there must be similar kind of tendency in other parts of Asia and Africa, because what they're doing is to work out a concept of nationhood from the highest standpoint of this very rich cultural heritage in Syria. The ISIS has given this religious fundamentalism such a bad name with its brutal barbarism, that there is a general tendency to go back to the old heritage. And this is not only with the elite, it's all over. I met even a shop owner who sell Oriental old-style Syrian furniture, and he's used to sell those only to tourists. Now he said there were no tourists, but the Syrian people had started to buy them.
Was sind die Implikationen für uns hier in Europa?
This means that there is a genuine openness for a dialogue of civilization on the highest universal values. This means that the Syrians are ready to offer the Germans, like all Europeans, a kind of Noah's Ark to rediscover the same universal values in the German culture, like that of Schiller and Beethoven. In this way, all the sides will be able to help and eradicate and overcome the ideas in our own cultures that has allowed the rise of such an atrocity like ISIS.
Geben uns die Syrer, also uns Europäern, eine Mitschuld an dem Krieg?
Yes, absolutely, because this is what the Syrians say all the time. They see a very double standard, or actually blatant lying in the media and from the political leaders in the West. So I met this veteran political leader, a most cultured person, Utaina Shaban, who is the closest advisor to the president of Syria, Bashar Assad, and she said that they see that the West treat them as colonies who are not allowed to decide for themselves, even though much of the highest world culture and philosophies come from their region. And I must underline, this is not something long ago. This is an active culture with institutions from that period thousands of years back that are still living and active in this region. And there is an ongoing dialogue on this highest culture and philosophies in this country. And in this way, we should really be open to discuss with them, not as slaves, but as people of the highest culture.
Ulf, wie kann der islamische Staat ISIS wirklich gestoppt werden?
It is not a matter of the good intentions. I mean, it is clear that there will be no dialogue or reconstruction if the ISIS and the foreign terrorists will continue with their atrocities. Therefore, everyone has to help stopping this war and isolate both ISIS and those who support them. Those like Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar who buy the oil and supply them with weapons, terrorist bases, and the aim should be directed against even the worst geopoliticians who are behind ISIS, like Obama and the British royals. They must go before they have escalated this into World War III. So there must be an open support now from everyone who wants to take part in the Syrian reconstruction to open up cooperation with Russia, Iran, the Syrian government, who are in the front line against these terrorists. And there must be an opening for cooperation with China, Russia, India, and the whole BRICS to immediately start this building of the new Silk Road projects and bring the world out of this economic and strategic crisis.
Ja, herzlichen Dank, Ulf, für deinen Bericht von deiner Reise aus Damaskus in Syrien. Wir bleiben sicherlich über diese Aufbauprogramme im Austausch. Vielen Dank.
Okay, vielen Dank.
Ja, liebe Zuschauer, das ist ein Interview gewesen mit Ulf Sandmark von unserer Schwesterpartei in Stockholm, Schweden. Und dies ist auch ein Aufruf an Sie, sich für dieses Aufbauprogramm einzusetzen, denn das ist die einzige Lösung für die Flüchtlingskrise, die einzige Lösung, den Menschen im Nahen Osten, in Afrika einen Streifen Hoffnung am Horizont zu geben. Und wenn wir also genügend denkende Leute auch in Deutschland, in den Institutionen finden, dann können wir eine Diskussion entfachen darüber, wie Deutschland sich an dem Aufbauprogramm in Syrien und in der gesamten Region dort beteiligen kann. Das ist die einzige Möglichkeit, wirklich Chaos zu verhindern, und warten Sie nicht, bis irgendein objektiver Faktor eintritt oder eine neutrale Kraft auftritt, sondern die Krise kann jetzt nur subjektiv gelöst werden. Und Sie sollten anstatt auf eine Aufforderung von außen lieber auf Ihre innere Stimme hören, denn die Geschichte wird entschieden durch mutige Individuen. Ganz praktisch heißt das, gehen Sie auf unsere Internetseite www.büso.de, Büso wird B-U-E-S-O.de geschrieben, und klicken Sie auf unsere Dokumentationen zu dem Thema, vor allen Dingen auf unser Programm und unser Banner, wo Sie das Programm zum Wiederaufbau von Südeuropa, Afrika und dem Nahen Osten herunterladen können. Studieren Sie das Material, verbreiten Sie es weiter, gehen Sie damit zu Ihrem Bürgermeister, zu Ihrem Bundestagsabgeordneten, zu Ihrem Ingenieursverband oder wo auch immer, und rufen Sie uns in unseren Büros an. Wir machen selber Aktivitäten, wir sollten bei diesen Aktivitäten zusammenarbeiten. Werden Sie Mitglied, spenden Sie für unsere Ideen und Aktivitäten, bleiben Sie uns gewogen und auf dem Laufenden. Das war Stephan Ossenkopp für Büso TV.